Hey you guys, Simply Desmond here and welcome back to the channel. Today we will be discussing RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, Episode 7, Madonna, the Unauthorized Rusical. Now before we get into all that, I just want to give you a quick reminder to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. We post videos every week and we love hearing back your feedback. The feedback we've been getting here recently has been helping us out so much and I really do appreciate it. So let's get into this review. LaCresha.
Sir.
How did you feel about the episode?
It was a good episode.
I enjoyed the episode. I really did.
It was very entertaining.
I love the Rusicals. Like, I'm always entertained by the Rusicals every season. I think there's only like one bad Rusical, and I really can't think of it at the top of my head.
Yeah, because I can't either.
I know one of them was bad, because I remember sitting there like, because, was it season 7? I think it was. Oh, I think it was, you ain't seen season, you've seen
That's in season 7.
The Airway one.
Oh.
I didn't really like that one.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, that's in the past. The past is the past, and we are in the future now. Are you okay?
You wasn't mad.
Oh, child. All right. So, let's get into the episode. So, we start off, the ladies are just coming in after we said goodbye to Aiden Zane, finally. Bye. Although, it was time for her to go. She should have been gone. And then it really irritated me because I was watching the sit down they do with Michelle Visage afterwards, and she said she had another look that she was going to wear that short wig for. And I'm like, ma'am, stop it. Give us a different color. If you gave me a different color, I wouldn't bitch so much.
Right.
Give me a different color, you know?
Because all she's doing is taking accessories off, putting them on.
And sometimes she's not even doing that. She's just putting the same wig back on.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, my drag is minimalist. I don't do a lot. Like, you don't have to do a lot with a different wig. I'm just saying. But hey, she's gone. She'll be truly missed. And we start off with them reading Aiden's goodbye little note that she had. And I'm glad they actually read it. These past few episodes, they have not. But do you think Britta was being real when she was sitting there saying, that's my sister, I'm going to miss her? You don't? I thought Britta was being real. I really did. I felt her being authentic. That's what I thought.
No, because all she has been doing for the last 3 episodes is, well, I think Aiden should have been at the bottom. I think Aiden should have been at the bottom.
Okay, just because she thinks she needs to be in the bottom doesn't mean she don't like her. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I've noticed from New York queens, they're very honest. They may love you, but they're going to tell you that you should have been in the bottom.
But there's a different tone of voice you take.
You're correct. I will give you that. She would come at Aiden out of nowhere. But I genuinely think that she meant, that she loved her, she's going to miss her and all that other stuff. You got to remember, these queens don't know each other prior to coming in. Some do.
Or they know of each other.
Or know of each other, but they've never worked in closed areas like this before. And then you're throwing cameras in their faces, and you're trying to get to know everybody's personalities. Of course, people are going to clash. And I feel like I probably would have clashed with Aiden, especially if I saw that damn wig for one more time.
15 billion times in a row.
I would have did the wig.
I'd have bleached it.
See, that's why we're here on the show. So they were sitting there chatting, and Gigi and Heidi had a little biffy biff in Untucked. Do you think Gigi came at Heidi wrong?
From what it sounds like, I think she did.
I don't.
Or maybe Heidi's being sensitive.
I fall somewhere in the middle because, like, I could understand them both. Because when Gigi was talking, you could see Heidi. She was already in self-defense mode. She didn't want to hear nothing Gigi had to say.
Right.
But when Gigi was trying to talk, and Heidi, at first she raised her hand. But then Heidi just kind of took over the conversation and didn't let Gigi finish explaining how she felt. Because she tends to get upset when people tell her that her makeup is bad. Honey, you ain't had one good makeup look all season. Your makeup has been trash every episode.
And that highlight, like right here.
And then I looked online, and a lot of the reviews I watched thought Nikki was too hard on Heidi when she said that she hated her hair and makeup. I'm like, no, she didn't say she hated her.
She just didn't like her makeup. I mean, and there's always room for improvement in
And
a
I've
look.
seen recent stuff of Crystal, Lord, of Heidi, and she has improved.
Right. And they even did a live stream the other day.
Who?
Heidi and Nikki.
Did not know that.
On Instagram.
Oh, look at her. See, I don't get on Instagram very much.
I didn't necessarily watch it, but I did see the notification.
But yeah, so it's just like,
Love and peace for everybody.
yeah, okay. And then Widow had a little moment with Jackie, because Jackie had she didn't have the nerve. She really spoke the truth. This is one challenge, every season is gonna happen. Everything else is kind of up in the air. But Snatch Game is there. You should be prepared for Snatch Game. And I get that. But I don't know why she was coming for Widow, because Widow didn't do bad. They didn't show her much.
Right.
Like,
so maybe they thought she did do bad.
Maybe she did worse than what we saw, but they obviously edited all that part out.
And everything.
And I don't like, here's my thing. I don't like how these other queens are coming for the black queens. Have you noticed that? Every time one of the black queens have an issue, here comes a white queen. Well, Jackie's not a white queen, but she's not a black queen. So here they come trying to be like, oh, no, this ain't how it's supposed to be. Man, how are you going to tell her how she feels about a situation? I hate when people tell me how I should feel. That's why I never try to discredit someone on their feelings. If you feel a certain type of way, there's a reason why you feel a certain type of way. And I would never discredit that. So I hate to see other people discrediting other people's feelings. Because that's one thing I can't do. I may not agree with the feeling, but I'm not finna just tell you right now, oh, you shouldn't be feeling that way. You're stupid for feeling that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's rude and insensitive.
That's all. And the tension in the workroom the next morning.
Yeah, she said, Widow said it best, you could cut it with a butter knife.
Baby, you can hear a pin drop. I'm not gonna drop this pin. It's not good.
A pin and like sewing pin.
Pin. Anyway, so RuPaul comes in looking stunning as always, and she let the queens know that they're doing Madonna, the unauthorized Rusical. I love Rusicals, and we'll get to this later, but I feel like somebody was robbed this episode. I really do. And Ru practically tells them, hey, y'all gonna have to pick out the parts yourself. Like, we're not doing no mini challenge again.
How do you feel about the fact that we haven't done, 3, 4 mini challenges now?
It's irritating me because I like the mini challenges. And like I keep saying, the whole purpose of making the show an hour and a half was to make sure that we could start doing mini challenges again. And this season, they're just like, throw them out the window. What the?
This is gonna be some intricate dancing.
Give me my mini challenge back. I'm sorry, but I enjoy mini challenges. Ooh, I can't wait for Reading is Fundamental. That has to be coming up soon.
Yes.
Because we're now to 8 queens. If we saw the preview for next episode, it's not going to be because we saw kind of glimpse of what the mini challenge is. That's not the reading challenge.
No.
So maybe when we get to the top 7, that'll be a good number for reading.
Right.
Either 7 or 6. That'll be a good number for reading. Honestly, I would have preferred them to read like when there's 10, maybe 9 queens. Like this episode would have been a good episode for
Don't you
reading.
think that would have took too long?
Oh. On the first episode, although you have not seen them, and so I cannot credit you for this. But at the first episode of season 2, 3, and 4 of All Stars is the reading challenge, and there's 10 of those hoes there. Baby, one of my favorite reads was Valentina to Latrice Royale on season 4. It was the unair read that they put on Twitter, put on the Facebook and stuff afterwards.
Could make that actually sound good. Thank you. No.
You remember?
You don't have to show me that.
That was like the best read ever. I'm sorry. But anyway, So the queens are sitting down and they're discussing, who wants this part, who wants that part. And for mostly, everybody got what they initially wanted. So I'm going to go down the line and I'm going to read who got what.
Okay.
So Jackie got Boy Toy Madonna. Jada Essence Hall got Sexy Madonna. Widow got Vampire Madonna. I'm sorry. Jan got Early Madonna. Heidi got Current Forever Madonna. Crystal got Vibey Madonna. Sherry Pie got Movie Madonna. Britta got Comb Bra Madonna. And Gigi got Unapologetic Madonna. So, here's my thing. I really think Gigi, although she does well, obviously. If you've seen the episode, you know Gigi did well. I really think she would have done the comb bra better.
She would have.
And I think the dance that Britta would have had to do for Unapologetic Madonna would have fit her better. Minus that backflip, but I think that's just something, Gigi added because she could do it back.
Right.
But we get to the singing part. This episode, I busted out laughing so many times while watching this episode. It's just Jan comes up and she does a great job like always.
Right.
Like Jan's a singer. Like
went to school for it.
Oh my god. Side note, have you saw her cover to Let It Go?
No.
Yeah, each week she does the lip sync song. She'll record her cover to the lip sync song. And she posted the Let It Go. Oh my god. What she did was that. The other covers were kind of yeah. Her voice didn't really fit them, especially when she did S&M. I'm like, man.
Good job.
And I'm kind of upset she didn't do Starships.
Thank you.
And she didn't do Problem. I'm like, why'd you leave those two songs out? But she did all the other ones. But hey, Jen could do what she wanted. She grown. She grown. She do what she wanted. But she did that. Let It Go. She did that. But everybody else, they kind of ran through everybody else real quickly, like Widow, Crystal, Baby, and Jackie. She had a moment. Jackie had a lot of moments this episode.
She did.
You got to see more of Jackie's
personality, background story.
Yes, and I lived for it, especially when she tried to sing. Oh baby, it was cute though.
Yeah,
it was cute.
She was an attempt.
Like she wasn't bad. She held a tune.
Kind of.
Yeah, like it was there. They had to put some auto-tune in there. And then Jada Essence Hall trying to be sexy. It wasn't working at first.
Not for the singing, no.
Well, she really didn't sing. Hers was more of a spoken word.
Right, because it was supposed to be that the sex book.
Mm-hmm. And once Michelle came through and helped her, she tended to do very well. And when you get to the main challenge, she did great there.
Killed it.
We get the Gigi. And what gets me is, and you called it, it showed Gigi struggling through the whole episode.
Yes.
Just to nail it in the
as soon as she got in drag, it was done. It was
and that's
over
normally
with.
how it is. And you can point out when it's going to happen. And I had a feeling she was going to do that, which she did. But once again, I still feel like somebody else was wrong. We will get to that.
You know what? I think Gigi is the type of person where if you give her something, whether it's what she wants or what she doesn't want, she's going, if she can't do it herself, she will find a way to.
And I feel that way about Widow too.
Yes.
Widow is a chameleon. That's what they are, chameleons. You give them something, baby, they'll make it work. Yes, and
I really hope that they make it really, really far in this challenge. Although the previews make it look like Widow's going to struggle. Just breaks my heart.
Breaks my heart a little bit too, but hey. Sometimes editing makes it look worse than what it is.
And she might kill it in the end because she's killed it in every other acting challenge. So
we'll get to that a little bit later. Britta. Britta's deep voice. I love it. I didn't know she went to school for theater.
I didn't either.
Yeah, so that was a nice little tidbit about her that we learned. I was like, okay, ma'am.
Which explains a lot of her lip syncs.
Yeah, because I was telling her earlier, she reminds me of Jujubee. They both have really big mouths. So, like, you see everything when they're lip syncing. And I love that. I really do. Like, you can feel the joy. You get the smile's just huge. But here's the thing. Jujubee doesn't have a big mouth. But when she lip syncs, oh, you see every piece in there.
Yeah. I mean, when you're trained musically, even if you're in choir, sometimes a really good instructor will say, you have to open your mouth.
Mine did.
And pronounce everything.
Mine did. I was in choir when we lived in Houston for a year. Oh, I loved it. I really did. Mm-hmm. There's a video out there somewhere. Anyway, back to the show. But Britta, that's all I'm gonna say about Britta. So we go to later on in the day. They're meeting up with Jamal. I wrote his name down. Jamal Sims. And he's showing the ladies how to do some choreography. Mm-hmm. And we find out that Widow has an injury from from episode 1 when they were doing the Nicki Minaj challenge.
Right.
And
I just find it crazy that they're just now bringing that up.
Yeah, and also it's reminded me of Eureka's story from season 9. And I love Widow too much for the same thing that happened to her. In season 9, Eureka hurts herself. Mm-hmm. So she had to be medically eliminated.
Oh.
And RuPaul,
is that the one that they brought back for season 10? Because I've seen the opening of season 10. Okay.
So they were like, okay, well, because, this isn't your fault, you got hurt. Mm-hmm. We're giving you an open invitation to come back next season. She came back and she made it to the top 3, which I really thought she was going to win. Mm-hmm. And she would have been the first coming back queen to win. But hey, I don't want that story to repeat with Widow. I love Widow. I do. Like, she has a spot right here. But last season, they told this story with Evie Oddly. But she was able to work and perform through it. And as you know, Evie won last season.
Right.
So, maybe we're repeating the story this season, okay? Because who would want her to win? Finally get a big girl winner. Come on.
Yes.
Come on. It's been a while. Oh, no, we have Monet Exchange for All Stars 4. But for the original show, we haven't had a black winner since 8. Bob the Drag Queen was the last one for the original show. Now, All Stars, we had Monet last year. In that double win. Oh, she is. I forget because how light skinned she is.
I was like, wait.
Remember, because we had this whole conversation that we did.
When you didn't know
that she was a queen of color, and I'm like, yeah, she is. And look at me,
roles reversed. Who knows stuff now?
I still ain't seen season 8 to 11. And All Stars 2 to 3.
So still not my fault.
2 to 4 actually.
Actually, I've seen bits and pieces of 4.
I know you've seen bits and pieces of 4. I'm gonna slap you. Anyway,
you're the one who said I had to watch it in order.
Yes, because you have to. You just have to. I almost said. Anyway, so we're doing the day's choreography. Jan is killing it, like you expected. And I told her, I didn't realize Jan was as thin as she was.
I didn't either.
I thought she was a little more thick. And I'm like, well, was she losing weight as the show was progressing? Because at this point, they're a few weeks in. But then she reminded me, a lot of her dresses are kind of bulky.
Yeah, a lot of her.
So you don't really get
outfits.
to see her shape well.
Yeah, a lot of her outfits make her look thick.
Yeah. Now we got Jackie. Jackie learning this dance was the funniest thing ever.
Pelvic thrusts.
Jackie was so out of her realm of comfort, but she. I'm sorry, just looking at it now. She's trying. It is so cute. Like, she's not sitting there making excuses, talking about, I can't do this. Maybe she's getting out there and she's doing it.
I'm just wondering if the letters on her shirt are supposed to look like boobs.
I don't know.
Was it like a joke because they look like boobs, or if it means a word? If you're watching, let me know what it means.
Yeah, let me know too.
I don't want to offend anybody. I just thought it looked like boobs.
And then we have Gigi coming up. Oh, Gigi.
And she looked like she was going to struggle.
Yes, from the look. But they don't. one thing the queens will tell you when they come back from doing the show is they only show like the first hour or so. They get more time after the cameras are shut down to learn and work on the dance. So you just see that very first, moment, and they're stumbling all over their feet and trying to get it together.
Because I low-key think, like, after they learned the choreography as a group, then they took them one by one and worked with them. Because a lot of the choreography...
Because he's been on the show several times. He's choreographed.
Choreographed.
That word.
Because I feel like a lot of the choreography they had for some of the other queens changed.
Yes, and I also noticed when they did the fanography at the end, they didn't have that.
They weren't out there as a group like they started at the beginning of this portion of this episode, and they changed it to where they were in groups. So having modified that whole little situation for Widow was kind of redundant.
Yeah. But probably that's the reason why they modified all that. They're like, okay, so Widow can't do this. So how about we do this instead? We do. We all go together. We cack, and we have a good time. I gotta give Heidi a round of applause because she's the only one that showed up in heels in rehearsal.
In the heels she wore in the challenge.
And other queens have done that in the past. And I'm like, if I was a queen, that's what I would do. If I'm going to learn choreography, I'm like, okay, well, these are the shoes that I'm going to wear with that outfit. Let me get out there in these shoes, in these heels, and learn this choreography.
Right.
Because it's different in the heels than it is in your tennis shoes. Now, Jan, she did the same thing, but Jan did those jazz type shoes.
Right, she did the dance shoes.
Yeah, she did the dance shoes, so she technically did it too. But it wasn't a heel. I feel like she could have did it in a heel, but I'll be quiet.
Yeah, but I think she went along with what Madonna was actually
wearing at the time. Yes, I agree with you, but we're doing the drag version of what Madonna was doing at the time. Where's the heels? Anyway, next we have Britta coming up, and I'm kind of upset that they removed her doing the what they call it, the Roger Rabbit. What is that called?
It's supposed to be the Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, I'm mad they cut that out from her part because this was just too funny for me. I can't even look at it. Everyone was living. Like I said, this episode made me bust out laughing so many times. Yeah. And this was one of them scenes. Like, I lived.
This will be great.
I had a great time. Oh, if somebody's gonna make it a meme.
Especially that part where she got it wrong, then she got.
You just smiled, yes. I live. This episode for me did a lot of redeeming for Britta because I was very non-Team Britta. And I think that's what they were trying to do, knowing, she was going to be the one to leave. They're like, okay, we need to make this bitch likable again. What?
We've made you hate her, and now
we gotta make you like her again.
One last time.
Before she's out the door. They've done that too many times to count. So
they had no footage of Miss Pie.
As always. So now they're getting ready, and of course we're having our mirror moment. And the first thing we discussed is Heidi. She lost her uncle to HIV. And she had a real close connection with her uncle.
Yes.
Her gunkle, as they were calling him. And that picture,
that
picture, oh my Jesus, was a whole biscuit. Baby, you could tell that was a time period, baby. Because, ooh, that's all I can say about that. Ooh. But yeah, I love the camaraderie in the room, and I love how everybody was just like,
oh, it's okay.
Yeah, and she also said she doesn't have a great relationship with her dad, so it's just kind of like,
which was understandable.
How is that understandable? Her having a bad relationship with her dad?
No, I mean, like, I can see how that would happen, especially after the conversation we had last week. With family relations.
Yeah, okay, I get that. When you said it was relatable, I'm like, what do you mean? No. I was ready for you. You just don't know. I was ready.
I know.
I'm always ready. But then Crystal, she told us a little about her loving family and the support that she has from her mom and dad, which is amazing when you have both parents just supporting and loving the child. It's amazing. And she said a few years ago her dad was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Did I say that right? Yes. And, his health has been declining rapidly over the past few years.
Sorry.
And, just seeing that kind of hurt. It kind of reminded me when my granny was diagnosed with cancer. When she went down quick. So I can understand the hurt that she is going through about losing a family member. Well, I think she said her dad is still here, right?
Yeah, and she's trying to make him proud.
Yeah, it's.
And I like how every episode now they're trying to do like a juxtaposition between relationships in your family. I mean, in the earlier episodes of Drag Race, when I was watching earlier seasons, it took a long time for the queens to come out and to tell those stories and things like that. And it was usually just like maybe one or two a season.
But they were trying to get their footing. Like, they didn't know what they wanted the show to be, because you can say what you want. Season 1 was a straight parody of America's Next Top Model and Project Runway. Like, they just were trying to make fun of it, and it just became a legit thing.
Right.
Which it really is those two shows wrapped into one, and throw a little bit of America's Got Talent in there, because they got to sing and dance and sometimes do comedy. So it's just the show's evolved, and I love the way that it is evolving. I'm still not sure if I like how mainstream Drag Race has gotten. I kind of liked it when it was in its own little bubble on Logo, and only the queer community knew about it. A few other people did. I'm not gonna say just the queer community knew, but when it went to VH1 and RuPaul started doing this and doing that, and it just got so mainstream, you can tell that they're feeding towards that audience with these later seasons. You'll see it as you continue to watch. And part of me is excited because, yay, more people, more eyes, more acceptance. Maybe somebody who never seen it before sees it now, be like, oh, look, there's me. I can relate to somebody. I can press on in this world. But another part of me is like, now you're changing things to fit that format.
Well, like with any situation, any person, anything, with time comes growth, comes change, and sometimes you don't always like it.
I don't want to say I don't like that Drag Race went to mainstream. It's just taking me a little bit more time to adjust to it being so mainstream. Because now Becky from down the street is like, oh my God, did you watch Drag Race? I'm like, when did you start watching Drag Race? Oh, I started watching about season 10. I'm like, oh God.
Right.
You don't know nothing prior. And that's why on All Stars, a lot of those queens from the earlier seasons are coming back. They'll be like, hey, you weren't watching when I initially was on television, but look at me, I'm sickening too.
Still.
Everything these queens are doing, I did it first.
Right.
And I'm happy that they're giving the queens from All Stars 1 a second chance, because you saw All Stars 1. That's all I'm going to say about All Stars.
Yeah, because it was mostly, season 5?
It was season 1 through 4 queens.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it went season 1 through 4, then All Stars 1.
But it was mostly 4 queens, I think.
Oh, no, they had a good mix of all the seasons. They had 2 from season 1. They had... We'll get into that a little bit later.
Right.
But RuPaul is now making her grand entrance looking sick.
Back in the minis.
In the thigh.
And back with the orange
3,
face.
say it with me. Thigh high boots. I love them.
Looking like sex in a glass.
Yes, come on. This
Dominatrix.
Dress, come on, the whip, the hair, the makeup. Raven, you did a good job this week. You did a good job. I loved every piece of that runway. It just made me so happy.
I've come to the realization when it comes to Ru's makeup, a lot of the makeup is for camera. I don't think that Raven understands what the monitor is picking up, because maybe outside of the camera, outside of the monitor, it doesn't look as striking as it does when you see it.
Well, to be honest with you, since Raven has taken over for the makeup, there's been very few moments that her makeup just wasn't right.
Yeah, it's just that orange hue. I get that I'm just not, but it might just be because the makeup oxidized.
All right, so we're finna run through the Rusical real quickly.
Madonna. The unauthorized Rusical.
The unauthorized Rusical.
So first up
is Jan. She did great.
Yes.
She did everything that she was supposed to do. She did such a good job. She sang, she danced, she had the Madonna isms in there.
And the look.
The look was so Madonna at that time, although I wish there was just a speck of color. You know, Madonna had some random color on too. She didn't just wear all black like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but
it's in the bracelets.
Girl, come on. But I know with situations like this, they give them the clothing that they're going to wear for the number.
Yes.
So this is what they gave her, and they were like, okay, here you go. Go make this work.
Because I'm pretty sure they gave them those wigs and everything, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, from my understanding, they give you the wigs and the looks. And from my understanding, sometimes...
They'll even do the makeup?
No. They'll have something for the queen, and the bigger girls have issues because sometimes it don't fit them.
Yeah.
So they have to...
make it work.
Yeah, make it work and get something very last minute, and it makes them look all thrown off, and then the judge will be like, well, you really didn't look like Madonna. Well, not in this one, but you know, you really didn't look like whoever we were trying to have you look like. But it wasn't their fault.
And then we have
Jackie Cox, who did, I think she did good. I didn't think
she did good for Boy Toy.
I don't think she deserved her positioning in the judging tonight. But when you're looking at everybody else, nobody else really deserved to be in her spot either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You know, everyone.
You kind of have to. It's part of
There's
the
always
game,
a bottom
so.
three. There's always a bottom three. And in this case, there was really just two that just wasn't there. And then there's she who was barely above them. And I get it. But it just, I know it.
To me, it just read as nervous.
Yeah.
That's all I saw was just that she was nervous.
You know, this isn't her cup of tea.
She kind of got into it a little bit towards the end, and I don't think that they saw that.
Oh, I saw it. I was with it.
I said they.
I know. I heard you say they. They was he. That's what I'm thinking. Whatever. So next was Gigi. Sickening.
Diamonds are Girl's best friend. Gigi.
Living every.
You know what would have just killed that for me? Would have been had she come out in a little red dress and then it tore her way to the little black leotard. Just saying.
I would have lived for that.
Yes.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I would have lived for.
I love her heels.
The little tippy toe moment they just did. I love that.
But I love her heels.
Okay, yeah, I love her heels. Backflip. Thank you, Raven Simone. What? Every time somebody does a backflip, I think of the song Backflip by Raven Simone.
And then she got the little toe tap move going on.
Had a little Michael moment, because that reads more Michael than Madonna.
Yeah, I think that's where they kind of got it together. Not that they got together, although that is a rumor.
Yeah, I remember hearing that rumor. I remember hearing it.
But you know, they were friends. So dance moves got shared.
I wonder what else was shared. I need to stop. But another thing I loved about Gigi's is when she got lifted up. I love a good lift. It was a real simple lift too.
She little enough to get it done.
I love it.
And then
I love
here comes Britta with the quilt on.
I mean, she did okay. Like, she didn't do bad.
No, she could have did
And
better.
I'm mad they cut the Roger Rabbit. I'm mad. I really wanted to see that.
No, not the Roger.
What was it called? What do they call that thing?
The Running Man.
The Running Man is forward.
Okay, maybe it was the Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, I thought it would have been
I'm thinking
funny.
Cabbage Patch. Sorry, I'm old.
I wanted to see it, even if she didn't have it down. I thought that would have been a funny moment, especially when she's in on it, knowing she did it badly. That could have been a funny moment.
Right, but I don't think she was in on it, and that's why they cut it. All I have to say is she looked like she was about to fall out of them dance shoes.
And I get it, that's the look Madonna went with, but it just doesn't look right on her.
No.
And like I said, this might be in case of, you know, what they originally had just didn't work for Britta, and they had to adjust. Because her comb bra doesn't look like, hers was out, Madonna's comb bra was out there. Britta's is like what's going on?
Disproportionate to her body.
Yeah, oh, and I love the little tambourine section.
On the booty.
That was...
It was
on the booty, but you would be the one to point out that he hit him on the booty.
They're gay. I can't do nothing with them, so let me just
play with them. You don't know if the backup dancers are gay? You don't. Oh, here comes Jada. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
God,
I love the fact that she came out in lingerie.
I love it.
And she had the body for it.
Yes. And, you know,
them heels.
I wish she was in the top just so that they could tell her how sickening she looked.
Mm-hmm. Although those shoes looked like they were a little bit big.
She looked good. I love every piece of it. The wig's right. The outfit's right. The few dance moves she did was right. The spoken word was right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
I love that every sexy version of Madonna had a Mary Jane.
A Mary Jane?
Yes.
What's a Mary Jane?
It's a shoe.
Oh, okay.
It's the strappy shoe.
Is she wearing it now?
She's wearing a strappy shoe, and Gigi had a strappy shoe.
Okay, well, let me see. If they show her shoe again,
They should, like, right about now.
Uh-huh.
Like, when they get to spreading the legs.
Oh, those are Mary Janes.
Yes.
Oh, you know, I have several of those on The Sims.
Yes, I know. I like the shot on the thigh.
Yes.
That was sexy.
Next was Sherry Pie, and I have to give it to her. That is what she was giving me.
Argentina.
And she nailed it. She delivered it.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it so much.
The big bun is back.
She really did. If her runway look was better, she definitely would have been in the top this week. But she did this. She had the mannerisms down. Like, this was her stage at this moment. She can hold a tone.
And I like she made it funny.
Yes. And she
made it appropriately funny.
Why did she have to be a bad person?
Because other than that,
baby, she would be in my top 4 right now. I don't know who overtook out. Jesus, because don't be looking at my top 4. Trying to steal my top 4.
I agree with you every week. Mm-hmm. What's the problem?
Mm-hmm. Talk to me. Talk to me. But anyway, after Sherry Pie walks away, here comes Crystal. Listen, the only thing I wrote down was funny. It was hilarious.
And then the gap tooth stuff. I got a gap.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's just natural, like Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
She's the only one who didn't have to black hers out.
Same for me. I have one too.
And then the Ray of Light.
Oh,
I don't think that was the song that they were supposed to be doing.
No, they were doing. I don't know the words to it. I can hear it.
But all I heard was Ray of Light.
Uh-huh. But I love it. It is just the gap, the choreography. Crystal delivered.
Yes.
It was so funny.
For her to have been as nervous and unable to vocalize.
And you can hear the auto-tune, honey. But she still did a good job. You know, for her not to be a singer, she was in on the joke.
Yes.
She was in on the joke. Especially when she said, I'm checking to see if I'm alive.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was hilarious. She was like...
And the funny thing is, I like that she changed the makeup enough that she low-key looked like Madonna at that
But she still looks like Crystal.
But she still looked like Crystal.
And she's finding that happy medium now. Widow! Who did that was Widow. Baby came out like P.I.M.P. honey. You couldn't tell her she wasn't.
Mm-hmm. And she knew she wanted that part because she knew she could kill it.
And yes.
And I like the fact that her heel is higher than 2 inches.
And I love that her shoes have been very ugly.
Maiden.
This season. So I imagine these shoes they gave her, but still, they look good on her. She's killing it. She's still giving dance moves. She hits a cartwheel. The wig is right. The hat is white. The hat is white.
The hat's natural.
The hat is right. I'm sorry.
I will say, I kind of find it a little sus that she can hit a cartwheel but can't bend her knee.
Well, maybe they gave her something for the pain beforehand, and she was able to do so. I don't know. But then again, you know, some people can work through it. And maybe that's what she did. She's like, you know what? Bump this. I'm gonna hit this cartwheel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure she could work through the pain. I've worked through a lot of pain, literally and figuratively. But
next is Heidi,
who killed the dance moves.
She did, but you know,
there was no Madonna.
There wasn't. But then again,
I didn't see it.
But then again, today's Madonna, there isn't much Madonna left in Madonna, to be real with you.
True.
Madonna is so out there now
I don't know what she's doing.
This seems like what Madonna would do currently.
Okay, I have a small confession. I don't understand the joke about the disappearing panties. Was that supposed to be a joke?
Yeah,
because they said I really wish she'd have did something with the panties that were showing. I mean, so I don't know if that was something in a video I missed.
I don't know. I didn't listen to Madam X, the album. It was trash. It was boring. But her album before,
so maybe that might be.
No. Her album before, Rebel Heart. Oh, that was an album. That was a masterpiece. There's not a song on there you could skip. If you have an hour, go listen to it, honey. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you try to listen to it. Apple Music.
I'm gonna need y'all to come sponsor this now.
Thank you. But yeah, she did good.
PG 13,
14, TV 14,
17.
But anyway, now the queens are all back. They're ending off the number. So overall, what did you think of the Rusical?
It was good.
I enjoyed it.
It had its parts.
I think everyone did a good job, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Nobody did bad.
No.
And that's something I've noticing in a lot of challenges here lately, except for Snatch Game.
Is that everybody
does good. There's like nobody who's really bad. So they
really
really gotta pick. They gotta really pick at it.
Nitpicking.
And I like that. I really do like that because the Gay's Anatomy, I enjoyed everybody on there.
Exactly.
I kind of could tell that Britta was going to be in the bottom, but she still did a good job.
Because she's a one-note queen.
Yeah.
She's a one-note.
But here's the thing. I've seen clips and videos of her online. This is a different Britta, and she's even said it in the, was it this stage or last week's stage? I think it was last week's stage. In New York. When she's on the stage, you know, she can do everything that the judges are asking her to do. But when she's here and the cameras are on her and all this other stuff, she keeps freezing.
She got nervous.
That's what that is. Yeah. And, you know, I feel bad.
I'm going to need you to get it together.
So it's time for the runway. The night of 1,000 Michelle Visages. I was really hoping for a Night of 1,000 Madonna's Part 3. But I get it.
I've seen one of them. He got mad at me. It was an accident.
No, she saw it on purpose.
No, it was before he told me I had to start watching Drag Race.
She saw it on purpose.
I did not.
She saw it on purpose.
I did not.
She did. Anyway, can we get to this week's looks? Thank you. Up first is Simply Jen. And I loved it. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I thought I was going to sleep a little bit.
Why'd you say that?
And so I heard it, and then I was like, oh, let me wake up, because I think I missed one. And then Jan came out, and then come to find out I saw them all.
Yeah, you saw them all. And Jan was, I love this. It was sickening. Boobs is out. And I love it. I love it.
Nuts or titties.
And it's from the Rusical that I didn't like. But I love the look. The looks were everything. And the heels, love them.
Oh, yeah. I wish I could wear some, but my feet are fat.
You can find you a pair. Jackie Cox. I love this. I love this look. This is Michelle Visage realness. Mm-hmm. This is early Michelle.
Early Michelle.
Like season 3.
Michelle Visage.
Michelle Visage.
Oh, look at, she had all the details.
Like, I loved it. Like, you can't. And they even said in the critique that she was the only one that really went into detail and got every little detail right about her look. And then we get Gigi Good. Yes. She looks good. It is very basic. But what gets me is the reference picture was just a drawing, which makes me think that they not get the rights to show that picture.
Is it?
Because it's from a music video from when she was in Seduction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, were they not able to get the rights to show the actual picture, and that's why they did the fan drawing? Because Michelle Visage, she wore that back when she was skinty. But Gigi looked good. She looked good.
Gigi has a long
leg.
snatch.
Yes. Britta, love this look. Amazing. Michelle Visage, they picked about the earrings, but I didn't even notice the earrings until Michelle Visage said something, and even afterwards, I'm like, everything else is so right. The earrings don't make it for me, but then again, you know, they have to nitpick because of how well everyone did.
Yes, and then it just seems like ridiculous that they're...
And they made a whole point about it. I'm like, girl, get off of her.
Took a lot of time on those earrings.
They sure did. I understand they had to make up for the fact they had to cut a lot of Sherry out, but still.
Right. Exactly.
And here comes Miss Jada Essence
J-E-H.
I love it. Iconic.
Yes.
Like,
looking like Janet Jackson. Control.
But I love this. It's very Michelle Visage. The titties are out. It's everything. She did such a great job. Such a great job.
You know what? Jada Essence Hall did that this episode.
She did.
She did.
And then here's Sherry Pie giving you Kitty Girl. And everybody knows Kitty Girl is my favorite remix that they've ever done. They did that. And honestly, I feel like it's not proportioned well on her. I feel like it could be more fitted on Sherry, but it still looks good.
I think she was trying to give herself hips.
It still looked good. And she had the little dance moves down that Michelle was doing. I feel like maybe if it was more fitting, that it would have put her in the top. But because it was so loose, we were like, Next is Crystal motherfucking Method. Best look on the runway this week, hands down. You can't tell me nothing.
I think she misinterpreted the hair a little bit, but I mean, there's only so much you can do or see in a picture.
I love it.
But other than that, it was a good look.
Yes.
And it was Crystal Method as
Michelle Visage. And I love that she found the balance once again of her makeup. But I've noticed if you pay attention to Crystal now, you know she's gone back to the way she did it before the show. Mm-hmm. That just shows you she can listen to what them judges are saying and give you what you want.
Right.
Widow Von Du, love it.
Yes.
I like it. Let me say I like it. I don't want to say I love. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good on her. She knows her body proportions very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. The hair looks good on her.
The pants could have been a little longer.
From the reference photo, you could tell that the pants stopped there. So it made sense for her to have them stopped over there. She has those heels again. And then Heidi.
She did kind of mess up on the hair. There's a lot more texture.
The hair, once again, I'm going to say it. I hate her hair and makeup.
I'm not a big fan of the makeup.
I do. Now the dress, the look, everything else.
The look from the neck down is great.
Oh, she had it down.
But I don't know if she was trying to make herself look white with that powder in the middle. Because I understand you're trying to highlight, but there's a way to highlight for your color. And she literally just went white, like flashback Mary White. Like old school James Charles flashback Mary White with that highlight in the middle of her T-zone.
Am I the only one that doesn't really care for James Charles? Like, he annoys me.
You forget we canceled him like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, but nobody else. Apparently, I'm the only one that canceled him because everybody else still loves him.
Well, yeah, because everybody came back. Him and Tati don't talk anymore, but I've never really been a big Tati fan
I'm
either.
Sister, girl, shut up.
He has his moments of obnoxiousness. But don't come for us, please.
Come for me, you know I don't care.
Okay, you can come for him.
Come for me, Simply Desmond, Twitter. We can discuss. We're not gonna argue, but we can discuss. I think his voice is what does it for me. Because I went to school with somebody. He never did nothing wrong with me, but his voice annoyed me. So therefore I didn't like him. And I think that's...
I have some coworkers like that.
I think I know who you're talking about. But I feel that with James. Like, I've watched some of his videos, and I'm like, he seems like a nice person.
I think.
But it's just his voice is annoying.
I think what the problem people have is his persona online is extremely. I'm trying to find the word for it. Cocky.
Okay, I don't follow him, so I wouldn't know.
I don't either, but like he pops up on my TikTok, and I swear he's trying to.
I'm this close to downloading the app. I'm this close.
Come to the dark side.
You see how close I am? Because I get on Twitter, I get on Facebook, all I see are TikTok videos. I might as well just get one.
You really should.
But anyway, back to the show.
Okay.
So, the tops and bottoms this week were Jan, Gigi, Crystal, Jackie, Heidi, Britta, Sherry Pie, Jada Essence Hall, and Widow Von Du were safe.
Right.
So, out of the 6, Jan, Gigi, and Crystal were the top 3. Jackie, Heidi, and Britta were the bottom 3. Do you agree?
If we're nitpicking, yes.
Yeah. When you line them all up, yeah, even though I really... But my thing is, I'm looking at these other names on this list. None of them really deserve to be in the bottom 3 like Britta and Heidi. So Jackie, yeah, she kind of did she still did a good job. Look, I wrote good next to her name. But compared to the other ones, she was in the bottom. Hopefully we don't see her in the bottom again.
Right.
But then again, I don't...
I love my Persian queen.
I love her. That moment that she had with Alexandria was amazing. I enjoyed that.
You know
and
what?
you can see the tears forming in Alex's eyes, and I love that for her.
Vanjie Van's favorite.
Who?
I said she Vanjie Van's favorite.
Vanjie Van? Oh, that is Vanjie. And somebody pointed out that Jackie's also Canadian. Brooklyn was Canadian. Vanjie has a thing for Canadians.
I get it.
I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna play with you. So
Vanjie is straight. I'm sorry.
The winner of this week's challenge
was
Gigi Good.
Of course.
Do you agree?
Yes or no?
I don't agree at all. There's no yes. I don't agree at all. Gigi did amazing tonight, but Gigi wore a bathing suit. She looked sickening. We're not going to take that away. Oh, she looked good. The wig was right. The body was right. The legs were there. But it was a bathing suit.
Right. If you're basing it just off of that runway, then no.
I'm basing it kind of... that's what I'm thinking. I think they're doing it from the challenge and from the runway. When you put both of them together, Jan should have won. I enjoyed Jan's runway look more. And you saw Jan was pissed.
Yes, Jan.
And you can see her crying in the preview of the next episode. So I would be pissed too.
Right, because I was.
This was her challenge.
Right, and I did ask the question. I was like, do you think she's crying because Britta's leaving, or do you think she's crying because she lost?
Well, she did cry when Britta was sent home. So I feel like it started off because Britta went home. But when they got in there, they probably, we don't know, we ain't seen it yet, but I imagine they start discussing, oh, congratulations, Gigi, and now she's crying about that. She's already started the waterworks. You mentioned the fact that she didn't win the challenge that she should have won. She should have won. I'm sorry, I don't understand.
I don't know why, but for some reason I'm forgetting what Jan like. Oh, okay.
She had the airline food. So,
yeah.
Remember, her boobs could be a flotation device.
Boobs, yes.
And I'm sorry, but that irritated me. I didn't agree with it. And I truly feel like Jan was robbed. I'm like, no, ma'am.
Okay.
Jan.
Because she did do good. For her to be at the beginning, which is a very, very hard position to be in, to open a number, as somebody who's done, like, singing and stuff like that in public and has been nervous and bombed and been nervous and killed, for her to sit there and sing and dance and look good all at the same time, she did do that. And for her to come out and I guess maybe because she was missing like 2 or 3 details or whatever is the what
details did she miss?
I don't know. I'm saying
there was no negative comments towards her, and I I don't understand it. I really don't. This was Jan's win. When she said that Jan was safe, I was with Jan. I'm like, excuse me? And I'm not a Jan stan.
No.
Like, Jan she kind of annoys me. Mm-hmm. But this was her episode. She killed this episode. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. Gigi did good in the challenge, but she just wore a bathing suit. Yeah, she's stunning. We can't take that away from her. But she just wore a bathing suit. That's it. And in the past, you get red for wearing a bathing suit, for wearing a bathing suit on the main stage.
Mm-hmm.
I
think everybody. I'll admit I love Gigi Good. Like Gigi Good is that for me.
Don't get it twisted. She's still in my top 4. But this wasn't her win.
I think everybody just kind of gets blinded by if it's down to the runway. She's very talented when it comes to her outfit. She knows her body very well. And I think people just kind of overlook everybody else because she stands out so much in a room. And unless you have other favorites, which we do, in addition to Gigi, so we notice everybody. If you're standing Gigi, you're just going to notice Gigi. So that kind of clues me in maybe a little bit, hinting as to who could possibly take this home.
I agree with you. I don't want you to think I don't agree with you. I agree with you. But this wasn't Gigi's win. No. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Come at me. Simply Desmond on Twitter. Instagram
We're in the comments.
Too. In the comments. I got nothing but time.
Literally.
Nothing but time.
Nothing but time.
Nothing but time, honey. Anyway.
5 days a week.
Anyway, so the bottom 2 was Britta and Heidi. And they lip synced to Burning Up by Madonna. What did you think of the lip sync?
It was... I know Heidi put a lot of work in. Britta goes too much for the comedy for me. Like, she doesn't ever just lip sync a song. She's always got to make it funny. And, oh, my coochie's burning. And stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I get it. It's funny. And you're there to make them laugh. But... do more.
I enjoyed the lip sync from both of them. It was a very tight lip sync.
It was.
Honestly, if Britta hasn't been there so many times, I feel like Heidi would have went home from that lip sync. I just feel like Britta did just a little bit more than Heidi. And it really hurts my feelings because she came in talking about, she's a dancer, she does this, she turns the party. And then, now she did a good job against Nikki Doll when she did Hard to Break by Kim Purchase. But this one, she was just kind of... she did good. I'm not going to say she didn't. But Britta shouldn't have been able to keep up with you, Heidi. For you to be as coming in talking about, oh yeah, this is my gig. This is what I do. I turn tricks. I do this. I do that. Where are they at?
For Britta or for
Heidi? Because remember, Heidi came in. She said that's what she does. She's a dancer.
Or are you talking about Britta came in and said she's a dancer?
No, I'm talking about Heidi right now.
Okay.
Heidi in closet.
I know. We don't mention the rest of the name.
I know, because I really feel like at some point it's going to change. Because Ru is on her about changing it. She's on her. So I feel like at some point before Heidi gets eliminated, she will change her name to Heidi Ho or Heidi Hey or just Heidi. Hi Heidi. Hi. And RuPaul says she refuses to say Heidi in closet, so you notice every time she comes to Runway, Heidi. That's it.
Right.
But yeah, the lip sync was very tight. I enjoyed the lip sync. Out of all the Madonna songs, I didn't expect Burning Up. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think because it was a lesser known song.
Like I knew it. I was just doing it by along. But
you're one of the club kids, baby. I'm not.
I was just thinking more of a big song like maybe Express Yourself or like a Virgin or like a Prayer. Oh my God. Come on.
They didn't have that kind of money.
If they got money to play every episode, then they got money for Madonna. If they got money to give these queens $5,000 each time they win a main challenge, then they got money. If they got money to give these queens $2,500 for winning a mini challenge, honey, they got money. This season's all about money.
Money.
This whole for real.
Says the person who doesn't like Cardi B.
I don't like her.
You don't like her?
Yeah, like I like her, but I don't.
You're not her biggest fan.
Yeah, she got some cute songs, but it's Nicki. It's always Nicki. But Cardi got some. I'm not one of them Nicki fans that will be like, "Oh, Cardi's trash." Blah, 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 blah. Cardi got some cute songs, and I will bump along. But like, hey, oh, wait a minute, hey, oh, you know. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now.
Different podcast.
So Heidi won the lip sync, which I figured she was, and we said goodbye to Britta.
Finally.
I'm gonna miss her.
I'm gonna miss the controversy. I want to see what drama pops up now, because Britta was pretty much the antithesis for all of it.
I feel like with Jen coming into the workroom next week crying, that's gonna start new drama between her and somebody else. I don't know who. Gigi,
Heidi,
maybe Widow. I was gonna say maybe Widow. I love my Widow, but she will poke.
She's so beautiful.
Oh my gosh. You need some new shoes though, honey.
You really do.
I
understand your knee is bad, and so maybe that might be the reason for
it's okay.
all
we
of
still love you.
the kitten heels, but at some point in time I'm gonna need you to get some like 6-inch heels.
Oh, now you sounding like me.
Wait a minute. Somebody has been an influence on me when it comes to shoes. Because trust me, I can't wear a 6-inch heel either. But those are platforms, baby, and you can pull them off.
So, at the end of each episode, I like to, give my top 4. So, my top 4 this week is Gigi, Widow, Jada Essence Hall, and Crystal is back in my top 4. Yay. I love Crystal. Crystal, I'm not sure if it's the mullet or what. Just something about Crystal sits right with me.
I think you have stanned her ever since Rue was like, "You're Elder Barge."
No, I was standing before. I was standing when we first saw her as a boy, and we saw the mullet, and you called her Weird Al. I stand ever
That's
since
when you started.
I stand. I'm like, you're right.
I said Weird Al. RuPaul says Elder Barge.
I stand.
And then I saw.
And the funny thing is, Crystal was one of the queens I said was gonna go home first.
And she is.
And I once again,
you know what? I think you're the good luck charm in the opposite direction.
And once again, I need to apologize to Widow because I said it in our predictions that you were going to be the first one out. I have to apologize because I am wrong. I am your biggest stand now. Top 4. I believe in you. I believe in you. We're going to the top 4. Yes, we are. But anything else that we didn't discuss that you want to talk about from the episodes?
From this episode, no. But there is something else I'd like to talk about.
Oh, my Lord. What is it real quick, honey?
Okay, so how excited are you for the celebrity little mini-series?
I am so ready. And I've been staying away from the spoilers.
I haven't seen anything on it. I saw spoilers for season 5 All-Stars.
Oh, I know the cast. I don't know what order they go home, but I do know the cast. I do.
I know who goes home first.
What? Well, you can't watch All Stars, so that's fine. So I'll be doing the All Stars reviews by myself because
you're not gonna let me watch the All Stars with you.
You can watch, but you can't be in the review because you haven't seen the seasons these queens have coming off of. So how can you review them when you haven't seen them from their original runs?
What makes you think I can't catch up? That's what Sundays are for, darling. Sundays, Memorial Day.
If you're caught up, then yes, you can do All Stars 5.
Okay.
But if you're not caught up, I'll be doing All Stars 5 right here by myself. But I'm excited for Celebrity Drag Race.
Let him know if you want me to do the Drag Race.
I want you to do All Stars 5 with me, but you have to be caught up.
Okay, fine.
You can do this season because, these are no queens from a previous season, so that's fine.
Okay.
But when it comes to All Stars, you've had to see the queens in their original season so that we can compare from that to then. You know what I'm saying? And you can't do that if you ain't seen it. So that means if you ain't seen it, I'll be doing it on myself. But I love Celebrity Drag Race. I haven't seen it yet.
Right.
Hopefully if they do a second season, it'll be longer than just 4 episodes. I'm kind of intrigued on how they're going to do the format. Because from my understanding, there's a different set of queens helping the celebrities every week. So is there a different set of celebrities that come in every week? And then on that 4th week, the top ones from each face off or something? I don't know. I would like to know the format because they said who's going to be America's next celebrity drag superstar.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so that means it's going to be some form of a competition format. Because a lot of people thought it was going to be like the format of Drag U. Where in Drag U, a normal woman would come in, they would drag her out, and, tell her story, and, whoopie-whoop. But as you can see, they're walking the main stage. There's judges there, so it's some form of competition.
Right. So is it competition for the drag queens that come in and help them, or is it a competition for the actual?
And if there's different queens coming in each week, like, is it the same celebrities? But anyway, I just want to know. So that's my biggest thing. Once I learn the format, I will be happy as a clam. But yeah, then we're getting it earlier than what I thought because I thought it was going to be season 12, All Stars 5, then Celebrity. Then we get Drag Race UK 2, which they were shooting UK 2 before before all this started breaking out. Now I know Europe. Their countries are just now going into the shelter in place, so they might have been able to finish the season before they were told to shut down. I don't know. But I just know that they were shooting it during this time, or before all this started happening. So I imagine they were able to finish it up before Europe was like, go home, stay inside, lock your doors, don't go outside.
Right.
Stay home.
Right.
Lock your doors. Don't go outside. Wash your hands.
Yes. Put on a face mask.
Use bleach. Stay 6 feet away.
Rubbing alcohol and aloe if you cannot find hand sanitizer.
Do your part. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here.
Okay.
LaCresha, where can they find you, darling?
I am at Cresha McGill. Everywhere.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Well, I am Simply Desmond. I am on all social media platforms as Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you for spending a piece of your day with us, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.